Hello, my wonderful nature explorers, and welcome to another episode of Animal Alley. Let's begin. Okay, so today we have a wild word problem we're going to complete. We're going to learn about our new mystery animal, and then I have an optional at-home activity for you and your family to complete if you'd like to. Okay, so our word problem. There were 14 ladybugs in the garden. 8 of them flew away. How many ladybugs are left in the garden? Okay, so we like to look for those magic keywords that help us identify whether we are adding and subtracting. So when I have a word problem, I like to look at special words that give me clues to see if I'm adding or subtracting. Because even if you have the right numbers, if you don't know if you're adding or subtracting, you may not get the right answer. So it says, we started out, let me see if my pen is working. Right there. Okay. We started out with 14 ladybugs, okay? So they said that there were 14 ladybugs in the garden. And then it said 8 of them flew away, okay? So this means we started with a big group of ladybugs and some of them left. So we are taking away, which is a hint to me that we're subtracting. The word how many are left is a big clue that we are subtracting. So I have our 10 frames. I have our 2 10 frames here. We know that each of these is 10, so if all of these squares were filled, it would be 20. But we are just using that to help us stay organized. So I'm going to make 14 counters. They don't have to be perfect. So if we know that one whole 10 frame is 10, we don't even need to count them. We know that if I fill this entire 10 frame, it equals 10 by subitizing, so we don't even need to check. We know, we can look with our eyes and we can see if an entire 10 frame is filled, we know it's 10. So 10, let's do the counting up strategy. So 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Okay, my friends, there are our 14 ladybugs. Then it said, 8 of them flew away. I'm going to get my blue color and I'm just going to cross them off. And like I've mentioned in previous word problems, we are only crossing off the boxes that have representation of ladybugs. So we don't want to mess with these guys down here because they're blank, they're just placeholders. So let's count off 8, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, my friends, so this is how many ladybugs are going to be left in the garden, okay? So I'm going to get my pointer out and we are going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 ladybugs left in the garden. So that means our equation, we started with 14 ladybugs. Then remember, we found out that we are subtracting because we start with a big group and we take away. So we subtracted 8 of them because 8 of them flew away. And then when we counted how many were left over, there were 6. Wonderful job. Okay, so based off of our word problem, can you guess what our animal of the day is? If you guessed ladybug, you are correct. Today we are learning about ladybugs. They are a type of invertebrate, which we have discussed before, but we will review briefly. They are omnivorous, which means they eat both plant and meat-based diets. So a nice blend of both. They live about 2 to 3 years in the wild, and they are 0.3 to 4.4 inches, so they are super small. There are about 5,000 different species of ladybugs around the world. These much-loved critters are also known as lady beetles or ladybird beetles. They come in many different colors and patterns, but the most familiar in North America is the 7-spotted ladybug with its shiny red and black body. In many cultures, ladybugs are considered good luck, so if you see one, that's a good sign. Most people like ladybugs because they are pretty, graceful, and harmless to humans. But farmers really love them because they eat a small pest insect called an aphid and other plant-eating pests. So aphids are pests because they eat farmers' crops. They destroy them, and that's not good. So farmers love ladybugs because they go in and they eat all of those pest bugs. So one ladybug can eat up to 5,000 insects in its lifetime, which I think is crazy. So depending on the species, they can have spots, stripes, or no markings at all. 7-spotted ladybugs are red or orange with 3 spots on each side and 1 in the middle. They have a black head with white patches on either side. So my friends, I found this picture online. This just kind of shows how many different patterns and colors ladybugs can take on. Like these ones may be the ones that we're more familiar with, but I've seen some of these yellow ones with the spots too in Western PA. So yeah, if you ever see any of these bugs, though they may not look like the traditional ladybug, they're still ladybugs. Okay, let's continue. Ladybugs are colorful for a reason. Their markings tell predators, "Eat something else, I taste terrible." So that bright red color tells predators, "Do not mess with me or you might get sick." When threatened, these bugs will secrete a oily, foul-tasting fluid from the joints in their legs. So friends, if you've ever picked up a ladybug and it smelled so gross, this is why. They feel threatened and they're scared. Almost like when a skunk is scared, it sprays and it lets off that oily odor. This is obviously a lot less smelly. It's not that smelly. It's not going to hurt you. But it just smells so foul, and I didn't know this, but they do that because they feel scared. They also may play dead. Birds are ladybugs' main predators, but they also fall victim to frogs, wasps, spiders, and dragonflies. Ladybugs lay their eggs in clusters or rows on the underside of a leaf, so this is usually where aphids have gathered too. Larvae, which vary in shape and color based on species, emerge in a few days after being laid. 7-spotted ladybug larvae are long, black, and spiky-looking orange or yellow spots. They have orange or yellow spots, Some say they look like tiny alligators, which I love that. Larvae grow quickly and shed their skin several times, but when they reach full size, they attach to a leaf by their tail and a pupa is formed. Within a week or two, the pupa becomes an adult ladybug. So my friends, when I was learning about the life cycle of a ladybug, I was very intrigued because I didn't even realize they went through an entire larvae stage where not the baby ladybug, but like one of the earlier stages in the cycle, they're called larvae. And to me, when I saw the picture of a larvae, I have one coming up, they do kind of look like tiny alligators. It's hilarious. They're not the cute little ladybug that we think of. They go through this stage called, they go to the pupa stage, which when I was learning about it, kind of reminded me of like when butterflies like have a chrysalis and they kind of go through that stage of changing and transitioning from a caterpillar to a butterfly. This pupa stage is very important because it's kind of how they fully develop into the ladybugs we know and love. Continue. Okay. Ladybugs are happy in many different habitats, including grasslands and forests, cities, suburbs, and along rivers. 7-spotted ladybugs are native to Europe, but were brought to North America in the mid-1900s to control the aphid populations. Now, reminder, the aphids are that green little insect that farmers do not like because they eat their crops. So ladybugs are most active from spring until fall. When the weather turns cold, they look for warm, secluded places to hibernate, such as rotting logs, under rocks, or even inside houses. So if you see a few of these guys start to come inside around maybe a little bit after Halloween or like October time, that's why, because it's starting to get colder and the ladybugs are trying to find refuge in your warm house. But, they do hibernate and stay warm together. Oh, and that was also a map. Everywhere that's yellow is where they live. So you can see that they're in most countries around the world. So just a quick review. I got this resource from Kids Corner. And invertebrates, okay, they do not have a spine. And it says, although lacking an internal skeleton, many invertebrates make up for this by developing a shell or a hard exoskeleton that protects their entire body. So when we learned about bumblebees, we talked about how arthropods are a type of invertebrate, which is what our ladybug friends are. They have that hard exoskeleton. So they have that outside skeleton. We think of it as armor that helps protect them. So here are the 4 stages of a ladybug's life. First we have the eggs, and then this is the larva. This is what it looks like when it's hatched. Granted, it is very small. It kind of looks big in this picture, but it's not to scale. So this is what they look like. When they go into their pupa stage, we can kind of see how it's already starting to develop that rounder shape in the dots on the side. This is kind of when they go into that 2-week period of just attaching themselves to a leaf, and then their body transforms into what we can recognize as an adult ladybug. So I have a ladybug web quest for us today. This is from National Geographic Kids. I love this resource, and I am excited for you to see it. Hello again, and welcome to our web quest. This is National Geographic Kids website. You guys know how much I love this resource. They had some really awesome photos that I wanted to share with you. So these are called, like we said earlier in the video, some people call these ladybirds. So these are some really pretty pictures on this website. A lot of these fast facts we reviewed in our video, but I wanted to show you some of these pictures. So it talks about their defense mechanism for colors, which I thought was really cool. The bright colors tell predators, don't eat me. I'm poisonous, you will not like me. And they know to leave them alone. But this is one of the really pretty ones. That's like the orange and black, excuse me. And I just love the colors on that one. And then this is like a red and black one. This is when I was referring to when they all hibernate together. I really like that picture. I thought it was very pretty. So I really encourage you to research with your parents online, National Geographic Kids. They have tons of information on not only animals, but on history, science, and geography. So check out that resource. Lots of fun. Okay, back to the PowerPoint. Yeah, I loved making this video because as a child, I loved playing with ladybugs. I loved finding them, and they always interested me. So it was really fun learning more facts about them. Okie dokie. So I have a Show the Ladybug Grow free printable from Teachers Pay Teachers. The link for that will be in the description. All you have to do is click on it and download that download that PDF and then print it to your printer. And then it'll go through the stages. So you want to just cut these little squares out and then order them from beginning to end based off the stages we discussed. And then we have the Wildcrafts video Activate Tough Insects episode. So this one's only 12 minutes long, but it's really fun and it talks a little bit more about insects. So the link for that free video is in the description below as well. Okay, my friends, I hope you have a happy and safe day. If you have any questions or any animals you'd like to learn more about, please feel free to reach out to me and I'd be happy to take those ideas into consideration. I hope you have a wonderful day, my friends. See you later.